Hey everybody, happy Saturday. Thank you for joining me. And today it's the beginning of March and things are starting to get a lot nicer out there, a lot more green. So I'm going to take you guys out there for a couple minutes before I show you what's going on in here. But as always, thank you for joining me. If you guys haven't yet hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button. If you like what you see and you want to be notified when I upload more videos, hit that little bell notification. But I have a lot of stuff going on today. I have a very busy weekend, a lot of projects that me and my daughter are going to work on. So I'll take you outside first and then I'll show you this exciting stuff. So let's go outside. Got some little peas down here. I'll stake them up a little bit because they're kind of falling. But these are some that I had started in my car too. And they're doing really well. Garbanzo beans. I've never grown these before. So we'll see how they do, but they look really good. These are also some that I had started in my car. And I'm probably going to start some flowers, hopefully today. So, strawberry picking time. These are some of the strawberries that are on one of the little towers that I have. Just look at that nice looking strawberry. And I'll get enough this morning for my daughter and I. Whatever we end up having for lunch, that's what we're probably going to eat strawberries with. Or just a little snack later or something. But the ones that are on these little towers, it's sewer pipe. I think it's 4 inches. And I just made random holes throughout it with the doorknob drill bit. I don't know what that thing's really called. It's just doorknob drill bit. And it wasn't that hard to do. It only took like a few minutes to poke all those holes. But there's another nice looking strawberry. And then I have some more on the bottom too. And I'll put bags on some more of the little green ones so nothing gets them. Because I would like to enjoy a lot of strawberries this year. So here's some of the ones on the bottom. Same thing, have the little baggies. There's some green strawberries. Another plant up here looking pretty nice. Some little red strawberries here on another tower too. Here's my blueberry plant that I've had in a pot for a couple years. I usually do get a few blueberries each year. And then we have some more strawberries that are in pots on the ground. I just haven't gotten around to putting them up yet because they will get a bigger home. I just gotta figure it out how I want them. And I still need to make a really huge tower for all my strawberries too. It's gonna be hopefully a foot wide. So we'll see when I actually get that done. Some more stuff in my first planter box that I've ever had back here. And things are doing pretty well there. This one's pretty nice size. I'll actually pick it tomorrow. The bottom portion of it looks really good, but I'll give it another day. Apricot Tree hasn't started to do much yet. Should. I think last year it did in February. And we're in March now. Well, there you go. You got a little bit of a view of what's going on outside. I have a lot of weeds out there, or grass. It just depends what you think they are. I'm going to get rid of the stuff that's by the fence. I don't want the weeds blowing in my neighbor's yard when they start drying. And also, if somebody else decides to use like pesticides, I don't want it in my yard on stuff that I'm going to use or need. So I'm going to clear like the perimeter. And I'm going to clear a couple paths. It was cool that I saw a ladybug out there, and I swear it's the same one that was hanging out on my corn a couple months back, but who knows, I'm probably wrong, but it looks just like it. And I've been keeping an eye for the ladybugs, because around this time last year, actually a week or so later, my backyard had seriously like thousands of ladybugs, thousands. And I don't think I put any footage on my channel. I wasn't really doing it yet. And plus a little bit of a difficult time a year ago. But this year, if they come back, I'm going to document it a lot better. I'm going to see what I can do about making them some better habitats, because I had thousands, seriously thousands, in March, and then they did their thing, the weeds dried up, and then they left. And then a couple months later, that's when I had tons and tons of aphids and not that many ladybugs. So I got to figure out how I can get them to stay around a lot longer, because they'll have food later. So I just got to figure that out. But before we get started on the butterflies, here are the strawberries that I picked today. And that's actually not bad. That's enough for me and my daughter. And then I was trying to get real long stems. I like the way that looks. It looks really cool. The strawberries smell really good too. So these are much better than anything you're gonna buy in the store. Some of them, I gotta figure out what that is. It looks like they're growing. So I don't know if like the seeds started to sprout or what happened on those. So I'll have to go Google it later. But that's a nice little pile of strawberries for us to have with whatever we are going to have with lunch. So that's nice. And if I paid a little bit more attention to my strawberry plants and got them situated a little bit sooner, I would for sure probably have a lot more right now. And it's March. I've had strawberries the whole entire year. So the whole past year, I've had just random strawberries. And I think there are 3 types. They're the June bearing ones, which I don't think I have any plants like that. The ones that I'm waiting for them to arrive, I think the King Kong ones are June bearing. So like they'll have one huge crop of them, and supposedly that's it. I don't know. I haven't done anything with the June bearing. I think these ones are considered everbearing. And then the third one, I might be wrong. I thought it was the alpine ones, but I might be wrong on what that third one is. But what I have are everbearing. They're generally smaller than the June bearing ones, I'm told. Haven't tested that out for myself, but this is a nice sized strawberry. No complaints there. Even the little ones, even though they're little, they're still really flavorful. And I also do want to get a couple alpine ones for my daughter's garden, because they're cute and they're real little. It kind of reminds me of Hansel and Gretel, one of the books that we had when I was a kid. It had little strawberries in there, and it always makes me think of that. So super cool. That's gonna be a fun project. I have tons of my little baggies left, and I think I got these on eBay. Some of them I know I got from Oriental Trading. They had some clearance ones that had like a snowflake design on them. I didn't care what they had on them. They were cheap, so I got them. But the bigger ones, these are like, I forget how big they are. I think they're 5 inches tall, so what, 3 or something inches wide. But this is the perfect size, I think, for what I want to use them for anyways. Strawberries, and then I'll probably use them for some of the tomatoes, and then probably a couple peppers, ones that I just want to protect, so they don't do any cross-pollination stuff, and then I can get the seeds from those and not have to worry about that. So hopefully I'll have the same exact plant the next season after I save those seeds. But mostly I'm probably going to use these for the strawberries. Now on to the butterfly part. So you guys can see my milkweed that I have here. I don't know how far you can see. Oh, you can see all the ways up to the rose. Okay, cool. So my jars, one of my good friends got this for me, and it's perfect. I absolutely love it. It's doing what I want it to do. So these milkweed cuttings, some of these, I think all of them actually, I had gotten the leaves, or I put the stem in little butterflies habitat, let the caterpillars eat the stuff, and then I just threw them in the water. So this one isn't rooting yet, which that's fine. But this one, you can see that the little roots on the end. I feel comfortable enough to go plant this outside now. I think the roots are good enough. Plus, supposedly you can just go stick the cuttings in the ground and they'll grow. So I haven't tried that yet. I like letting them root inside. It just makes me feel a little bit better about it. The ones that I have in these jars, they have little tiny roots. So I'll leave those maybe another week. The bottom one looks really good. It's getting a lot of leaves too. This one, kind of massacred it when I was giving it to the caterpillars, because I was trying to stick it in a jar, water, and I put it in there for them, and I kind of messed up the bottom, but it didn't really seem to hurt it. It's got some nice looking roots coming out on the bottom now, and those leaves are really nice. There's even a little flower. So this one's pretty much ready. I'll probably have at least 3 different spots where I have milkweed. I don't want to just have one huge area and then that's it, because I should cut it back just in case. I don't know if we have a problem with OE here, but I don't want that affecting my butterflies. The caterpillars, I guess, the little OE spores, they'll be on the plant, and then either it gets on the egg or whatever, and then the caterpillar ends up digesting it. And what I understand, since it's a parasite, it needs the host to live. It's not going to kill the caterpillar, so you can't tell if it has it until it turns into a butterfly, which we're going to test them in a minute. Hopefully, please, I hope they're all clean. So we'll see. I have one more milkweed cutting. That one has some nice roots coming out. So some of these I'll probably go poke in the ground. Last week I did put a couple in the little flower garden that I have going on. So hopefully those do well. But yeah, the reason I don't want all the milkweed in just one spot is because I'm gonna cut it back. So I have to look up really what time is good, if it's at the end of the year or what, but say I have the one spot in my flower garden, I'll cut that all back. And then I'll have maybe 2 other areas in different parts of my yard, and then I'll wait for that to look like it's healthy, and then cut back the next one, cut back the next one, and then let it regrow. And that's supposed to help with OE. Uh-oh. Hold on. Okay. Let's test these guys. I just got a piece of white paper. I need some Scotch tape, and then we're gonna hopefully find out that they do not have OE. I need some scales from their abdomen, and then I'm just gonna tape it on here. I'll use the little microscope thing, and then we'll see. I need to really gently remove them, and I'm just gonna hold them by their wings really, really carefully, because I don't want to hurt them. Hopefully they don't fly around. My door's shut, the windows are all shut, so they're not gonna get out. But let's get this open. Yeah, the one at the top, I'm gonna have to watch that one. But here we go. We have 3 up there. They all look really nice. I think I have 2 girls and a boy. So that one in the middle and the one closest to me, I think they're both females. Whatever that was, I don't need to know. The one closest to you guys is the one that's been in here the longest. And I don't need much, so it might be enough. I don't want to touch them that much either. So I see a little bit on here at the top. Hopefully that's enough. I'm just gonna put it on the paper, and then I'm gonna label it. So that's number 1. It's today the 6th, the 7th, I don't even know what days it is today. And then we'll do number 2 and number 3. So I'm just labeling the paper, and then I want to see if, wonder if I could put this in a scrapbook and keep it and look at it later too. So who knows, maybe a couple years from now I'm having problems, or I want to share this with somebody. It'd be nice to be able to come back and then take out my little scrapbook and show them, okay, this year, this is what I had, whatever, I don't know. I'm gonna try and keep better track of the butterflies. And then if I become real successful with it, I'm gonna look into getting tags, because you can tag them. It's a little round sticker, and whatever happens, like I guess people report it where they see them and they kind of track their migration. I don't know if the ones that come and visit me are migrating ones. I really don't know. So that'll be fun to see what I can do, but I'm still learning. This is all new for me. I've done this before with like the swallowtails, and that was a lot of fun, but I never really like researched the stuff this much before. So good experience for my daughter too. And let's see if we can get these other two. Get a little piece of tape. Their wings look dry. I think they came out the middle of the night. So get that next one. Oh, get off my finger. So there's number 2. As gently as I can, I'll put it on the paper. Whoops. Do you want to get off of me? But yeah, this one's definitely a female. See how there aren't those little dots on the bottom? Well, she closed her wings, now you can't see. But right here, see that kind of thick black vein? That's where the dot would be on each side if it were male. So it's a female. You want to hang out with me? Think she wants to hang out? Oh, Madeline heard me. Let's see if she can get back up there. I'm told they don't eat for the first 24 hours. So, okay, I got her back up there. And I'm being as careful as I can. And if they were positive for OE, you shouldn't release them because they're going to get that stuff on the plants that they visit, and then the cycle's going to start all over. It does weaken the butterflies, and I don't know all the stuff that it does to them, but I know they could end up being deformed, pass it on to like the next generations. You're supposed to euthanize them. I don't think I could do that. I would probably just keep them until they die, because I guess it depends what generation they are. They don't live that long, but I wouldn't want to euthanize them. And if that is something that you're curious on how to do, what I've been reading is they'll put them in the freezer and they just kind of go to sleep, I guess. But I could not do that. So maybe I'm a bad butterfly mom, but I couldn't do that. So let's get the last one. Just get a little tiny bit, and you're not hurting them by doing this, but I am curious because I don't want to release them if they are infected. They look like healthy little butterflies, but you really don't know until you test them, unless they're obvious signs. So there we go. We have our 3. I'm actually gonna, assuming this is good, I'm gonna release them later on this afternoon. So I'll put them in a different little critter keeper, take them outside, and then me and my daughter will release them. I'll try to get some better pictures of them too to share with you guys, and we'll see how it goes. But they look healthy. They're moving around, they're moving their wings. So we're gonna set them aside, and then I'm gonna test for OE. And then that's probably going to be it for this week's video. If I get any good footage later on today or tomorrow, I'll just compile that and then do some stuff for next weekend. And last weekend,
Mommy,
yes, baby? You say hi to everybody?
Mommy,
Yes? What happened? You want everybody to see your duck?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you say hi?
Hi.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Are we gonna release some butterflies later?
No.
Do you like the butterflies? You wanna push the button?
Yeah.
What he got an acre, let the jelly bean shop. The bunny and his rabbit started doing the house.
Oh, you go take him in the living room?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be in there in a minute, okay?
Okay.
So let's get that done. And then last week after I was done shooting some stuff, I had how many come out? I think I released 2. So I have a little bit of footage of that one drying off. I don't think I put it on last week's video. So I'll show you guys that too. But thank you very much for watching. We'll test these, put some other footage, and then that's it. So thank you guys very much for watching. And there's my male. So 2 females and a male for this time. So there's one of the females to the right, that Chrysalis. You can totally see all the details of the wings, so that one's going to be coming out anytime now. Hopefully I can record that happening, because I guess it only takes a couple minutes. It's probably why I've never witnessed it. They just all of a sudden appear, and I've missed it. So we'll see how that goes. And yeah. Having a lot of fun doing this. Hopefully I get hundreds this year. We'll see. It'll be a lot of fun. This is just how small that tape is. See the little dust looking stuff? That's what we're going to look at under the microscope. So there's my 3 little samples. I think the last one, it looks like I got a pretty good amount. So we'll see what is going on. So this one looks good. If you see that little cluster of 3 in the middle, kind of close together, well, really all of the scales in general, if they were infected with OE, they would have other little dots around them. So number 1 is good. I would imagine that the rest are good too. This one I probably didn't get the world's best sample. Just random little scales. But I don't see anything. This last one is probably the best. See if I could get a little clearer. There we go. So see all those little cells. If it had OE, again, it would have these little tiny dots, like kind of like dust all around them. So another one, nice and clean. So super proud of it. It's really cool. So I'm glad that I'm not potentially unknowingly releasing these butterflies outside that may have been infected. I'm glad that I'm checking. I'm doing what I can to make sure that the butterflies are going to be well off out there. The caterpillars, they seemed happy, as silly as that sounds, but they had good food supply. Definitely no shortage of milkweed, and I've been really careful too. So all of that looks good. Really happy about it. So now I can release them later this afternoon, and I know that there's nothing wrong with them. So there you guys go. Here's this one. It just came out. I just missed it. So its wings are definitely not dry. Still needs to hang out up there for a while and do his thing. Get a little closer for you. Looks like maybe it actually is a female. So I'm just gonna leave it alone. So probably take a couple hours. Oh, there we go. We got another one. I missed her coming out. I think I found her like right when she was done. And it didn't take very long for her wings to fully unfold. I see her abdomen has gone down, so she's not that funky shape, like the shape of the chrysalis anymore. And I'll let her just rest. From what I understand, they don't eat anything for the first 24 hours, but I will offer her something inside her little enclosure. And then tomorrow morning I'll let her out. But there's another one. Looks super healthy. I'm gonna test it for OE just to be sure. So one more happy little butterfly. Oh, there it goes. Let's see if we could watch her.